But on that note, Mr. Kashyap, I'd like to really come to a point which is a little outside the purview of Kantara, which is in line with what we heard so far, right? So, locations are very often chosen to suit a particular story. But one thing that becomes detrimental to using those locations is the infrastructure to be able to take an entire unit there, right? And somebody who's on the technical side of things, and especially as a cinematographer who is used to requiring a whole lot of equipment that's required and that's critical for a shoot. So what are the factors that you as a technician, and of course cinematographers are a part of every tech recce that happens to every location that is chosen. So what are the factors that you as a technician who works on films looks out for in locations which are conducive for a good and convenient shoot?
Hi, good evening everyone. First of all, disclaimers, I'm here directly from a location. So I think it's kind of poetic. I realized that we were shooting in a location and I ended up here talking about locations. Speaking about infrastructure and logistics of a location, I'd like to take an example of a film I worked on before Kantara. It's called 777 Charlie. So we had a portion in it which is, according to the story, happens in Punjab. But it's supposed to be a night in Punjab. And for the kind of scene we had, I realized we had to have a lot of lights, light up an entire area. And to do that in Punjab would have been really expensive for us. We had to get it from Delhi. So we looked for a roundabout, and we figured that there's a portion in Kodaikanal which looks just like Punjab. So this is because of the extensive recce we did, to find a place in South India where we could cheat the real location. So I think when it comes to location, the foremost important thing is it should match the story. You can't have for example, you can't have a KGF evergreen forest. It has to happen in the barren land. So foremost thing for picking a location is how well it suits the story. And the second most important thing is I feel personally that every location you shoot at should transform you to a place in a movie. Movies are supposed to take you there. And I usually pick locations which you don't get to see in real life, because when you watch it on the big screen, it plays a big part in creating the movie magic. So when you see the locations which you usually wouldn't in your real life, it transforms you and it adds on to the magic of a movie. And speaking in terms of infrastructure, the first thing I look forward is accessibility by road, because usually we need to carry a lot of equipment and all that. And we work along with our production and client producers. We look for locations which have good accessibility and where we can break things up. And especially in Kantara, we didn't have access to the kind of lights we would have wanted to. But then the locations were so beautiful that we decided to go ahead and we worked around to technically make up for all the logistical issues we had. And I think right now people are paying a lot of attention to locations. There was a time when we were forced to shoot in the available locations. But now filmmakers and especially directors and even the story writers, they have become extremely picky and specific about the kind of locations they want the movies to be shot in. And I think it helps the DOPs a lot, because we can hold our stand and we can be firm about the location we want to shoot. And I see a lot of transformation happening in terms of how specific and particular we are about locations. And I think this initiative of Madhya Pradesh is helping. I think lot many more states need to do that, where the government needs to be shooting friendly. One of the biggest issues we face is we really like a location and we don't get to shoot because of bureaucracy and the red tapes. But I think if more states and governments open, we can finish most of the movies in India without even traveling on it.
So he spoke about the infrastructure, right?
They add a lot of benefits, at the same time they take away a lot as well. I am someone who strongly believes in shooting in real locations. I like to get a feel of the place, be there while shooting. That being said, there are movies and scripts where you can't have the kind of world you imagine. You can't, for example, Batman, you can't go and shoot in those locations, and you will have to use Unreal Engine and things like that. But I feel the large extent of India is still unexplored for the kind of locations and the kind of stories we have to tell. And I think it makes more sense for a sci-fi or a very different kind of world to be shot in Unreal Engine or virtual reality. I think that it's a great technology which offers a lot. That being said, we have to explore the kind of locations we have for stories. And unless it is impossible to shoot in real location, I don't see a reason why you would want to shoot with Unreal Engine. Logistically, I think it makes more sense for productions to do that. But even in terms of performance or lighting or the feel an artist gets when performing, real locations add on a lot to it. And whatever people are appreciating about Kantara right now is mostly because we shot it in real locations. We have very little VFX. I'm not saying having VFX is wrong, but I'm saying there are films which you're supposed to shoot in real locations, and subconsciously it adds on a lot to a viewer. I think even now, however good the VFX or the world creator is, our subconscious is so strong that we can easily differentiate between a real location and a fake location. And that's a barrier we haven't been able to cross it. I think if we cross it, it's great. But until we do that, it's so much easier, at least from my point of view, it's so much easier to shoot in real locations. And speaking about locations, one thing I remember is, I was watching behind the scenes of The Hobbit, where they would take a few choppers for recce and fly around choppers, and they would have one chopper only for a coffee machine. So they would go across New Zealand, land wherever they want to shoot, and the government changed its taxation laws to make sure The Hobbit happens in New Zealand. So I'm waiting for a day that will happen in India. We don't want a chopper, but at least I'm waiting for a day where we can, pick the location we want and we'll be able to shoot there. I'm looking forward to exploring this in Madhya Pradesh.
Pretty sure you will get choppers and coffee machines in Madhya Pradesh. Having said that, coming to you with the last one, Pratyusha, before we open the house for questions. Pratyusha,